They started with nothing. A tiny 2-bedroom apartment, 3 kids, and a dream. But as the millions started rolling in, something changed. Not just in their lifestyle, but in Mauricio himself. At first, Kyle Richards didn't want to believe it. She held on to the man she married, the one who loved her before all the fame, before the fancy houses and the red carpets. But deep down, she knew. He wasn't the same. The money, the attention, the women, it all became too much. And now, after over 27 years of marriage, Kyle is finally admitting the truth. Money changed everything. So, what really happened? How did Mauricio go from a devoted husband to someone Kyle could barely recognize? And was it really about love? Or was it all about power and success? Let's go back to the beginning. Before the mansions, before the agency, before the multi-million-dollar real estate deals, Kyle and Mauricio were just 2 people in love trying to make it work. Kyle has spoken about those days so many times, how they lived in a small apartment, struggling to build a future together. She had already been married once before, and when she met Mauricio, she wasn't sure if she'd ever find that deep, lasting love again. But he proved her wrong. They got married in 1996, and Kyle always said those early years were some of the happiest times of her life. She had 1 kid from her first marriage, and Mauricio stepped up, not just as a husband, but as a father figure. They didn't have much money, but they had each other. Kyle has teared up in interviews when talking about this time, saying, "We started with nothing, and honestly, those were some of the best years." But as Mauricio worked hard to build his real estate career, things began to shift. And once he launched the agency, everything changed. Mauricio wasn't just successful, he became a star. The agency wasn't just another real estate firm, it was a powerhouse, closing deals worth millions and millions of dollars. And with success came something Kyle never expected: attention. Mauricio was always handsome, always charming, but now he was rich, powerful, and surrounded by beautiful women all the time. His clientele included models, actresses, and socialites, and Kyle started noticing something. At first, she brushed it off. She told herself it was just business, that Mauricio was loyal. But as the years went on, it became harder to ignore. Kyle herself admitted, "He's getting attention he never got before." Suddenly, Mauricio was on magazine covers. He was being invited to elite events, traveling for business, and constantly surrounded by fans. And that's when Kyle started feeling something she never had before in their marriage. She wasn't the only one noticing it. Even her Real Housewives co-stars saw the shift. In one heartbreaking scene, Kyle's friends warned her, "Men change when they get rich." But Kyle didn't want to believe it until it was too late. It wasn't just about money, it was about how money changed Mauricio. Kyle tried to be supportive, but she couldn't ignore what was happening. He was traveling more. He was constantly around gorgeous female clients. His social media was filled with women commenting on his looks. And then came the rumors. There were whispers that Mauricio wasn't just flirting, that there might be more going on. Kyle tried to stay strong, but every time she saw another photo of him surrounded by younger, beautiful women, she felt sick. The hardest part? Mauricio didn't see the problem. He would tell Kyle she was overreacting, that she was being jealous for no reason. But deep down, she knew something was off. And then, she caught him. One night, Kyle checked her phone. She wasn't looking for anything suspicious, but then she saw it. A message, a photo, a conversation that shouldn't have been happening. Kyle hasn't shared exactly what she found, but she did admit that it was the moment her entire world shattered. "I realized I didn't recognize the man I married anymore." She confronted Mauricio, and for the first time in their marriage, she felt truly alone. The worst part, Mauricio didn't fight for their marriage. He didn't try to convince her otherwise. Instead, he distanced himself. The tension between them became unbearable. On camera, Kyle tried to act like everything was fine, but fans noticed she seemed withdrawn, sad, and exhausted. And then, on the Hot Mic podcast, Kyle finally admitted, money changes everything. She couldn't pretend anymore. As of now, Kyle and Mauricio are living separate lives. They still have to co-parent and navigate their business together. But their marriage, it's done. Mauricio has been spotted partying, traveling, and enjoying his newfound freedom. And Kyle, she's been focusing on healing. She's talked about how painful it was to see the man she loved change before her eyes. But she also knows she deserves better. Her friends have been rallying around her, with some of them even hinting that they always knew Mauricio would struggle with fame and wealth. And now, Kyle is left to pick up the pieces. This isn't just another Hollywood breakup. This is the end of a love story that lasted nearly 3 decades. So, was it ever real? Or did the success, the money, and the attention slowly chip away at what they had? Kyle's final words on the situation say it all. "I don't regret our marriage, but I regret thinking money wouldn't change us." What do you think? Was Mauricio always destined to change, or did the fame and fortune turn him into someone else? Let's talk in the comments, and if you want more updates on Kyle, Mauricio, and all the Real Housewives drama, don't forget to subscribe.